In the previous video for Affinity, I showed you how to create a random noise design, a circular design. But this circular design can be combined in multiple ways with other designs as well as with itself. I'm going to show you how you can use this and create really amazing texture designs in Affinity. This can be done in Affinity, but unfortunately there's no image trace feature in Affinity Photo or Designer. So if you're using those, that's just not going to be available. I'm using Affinity 3. Go to File and then New. And I'm going to go for a fairly large document, 3840 by 2160 and 72. Or of course you can set it to 300 if you wish. RGB and click Create. Next thing, let's just go and create a shape. Needs a layer. Shape is a great start point. And this could be any design, of course. It could be a circular design, stars, a proper layer as well. Next thing, just go here to Pixel, Filters, and down to Colors and Procedural Texture. Now, previous video, which there will be a link in this video, showed you how to create the actual procedural texture. It's really simple. So just go with Procedural Texture, and I've got it here in the presets. So I've got it down here, noise, color circle, noise circle. Very simple formula, just got a bit of a square root in it, and noise is a function that you can manipulate in countless ways. Now, the thing about this is you'll notice here the formula has got RX in it, and also RY. So what you can do is you can just drag it over. That's the great thing about the RX and RY. It's relative X, so you can position it anywhere you want. So you can just drag it over here. Once you've done that, you can also, of course, modify all the different settings here. So you can change them, maybe make them lower or increase them. And then click Apply. But as mentioned, that formula, you can see how to do it in the previous video. So click Apply. So once you've got that, you can apply again. But this time, I'm going to put it in a slightly different position. And that's the great thing about the RX and RY. So go over here to Pixel, Filters, and just down here to Colors and Procedural Texture again. You can't use the repeat. If you do use repeat, just put it in the same place. So Procedural Texture, get there. And again, you can just go down here and Color Noise Circle. So you've got exactly the same formula as before. And you can see it's in red, green and blue. Now you could do exactly the same in grayscale as well if you wish. Just have one of these equations. But what you can then do is you can move this over here. Instead of having it over there, you can just drag it interactively over here. And you can also set the value here, maybe make it less. So 10, maybe go for 20, or 10 there as well. And maybe go with 7. Let's just go with something like that. So you got that. Or you might like to go the other way. So let's go for, say, 40 and so on. You can create a variety of different color designs using this approach. Now, they're all the same origin position. You could tweak it as well by modifying the RX, RY, all those sort of things to create some interesting combinations. But I'm going to go with this, click Apply. So now with this, what you can now do is you can blend the two. Now, there's only one layer. You could, of course, create this over multiple layers. But what you can do is you can go to Pixel, Filters, and then you've got this Fade option. Fade Procedural Texture. And you can see then you get this. Now, you can also just change that. You can go here and go with, say, lighten, darker, and so on. You can see different combinations just by going through this. I'm going to go with lighten, but you could go with any of them. Just creates a lovely sort of ripple, water ripple design. However, what you can also do, once you've got this, now you'll notice I'm using Pixel Studio. It doesn't matter. You could use Vector Studio, whatever. However, I am going to use vectors now. And the vector I'm going to be using is via this menu. So it doesn't matter which studio you're in. So vector and image trace. That turns it into a vector design. breaks it into different colours, and you can manipulate it a little bit. There's a limited set of controls in this, but just go for image trace, and now you can see straight away it's turned into a vector. And you can modify the edge threshold, just change those. You might want to try experiment, maybe it goes this way or that way, and it will result in a different number of these different curves. It's a pity it doesn't actually tell you the figure. Would be nice. However, it doesn't, so click apply. And you can see now in your layers panel where you get lots of vectors. You can now go over here and select. And you can select them all. You don't have to select them all, but you can select them all. And you can see you get that. What you can then do is go to effects down the bottom. So all these layers are all selected. They will all have the same layer effect. And you can add shadow effects. You can set the color all to the same. Maybe gradients, a whole range of different things. But I'm just going to go with 3D, so effects, just down the bottom there, and go with 3D. And as soon as you do that, you get this. And you can change the radius, so you can push it up a bit, get a lovely sort of, I don't know, rubber, sort of a curved design. But you can change the profile. So the profile, just click here, and you can select different profiles. And as you do that, you'll get different, I think, probably that's even nicer than before, personally. And once you've got something you're happy with, you can obviously modify the ambient, change different things, make it slightly darker there. If you go for that, you can change the colours. You can also change direction as well. So if you want to, just manipulate it. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. And then once you've got that, you can click close. So there you have it, very quick, interesting three-dimensional texture created using this approach with vectors, the image trace, and also layer effects, as well as, of course, the actual noise effect in the procedural texture. However, perhaps you don't want it to remain as vectors. You may, you can move them around, reposition them, but what you can also do is with this, just go to the top, go to the group here, and then simply right-click, and then select rasterize. Once you've done that, it turns it into a pixel layer. Now, it may take a few seconds, may do it fairly quickly, but you've now got a pixel layer, and then you can just simply manipulate it further with different pixel layers, live filter layers, etc. Hope you found this of interest. Any thoughts, questions, please let me know. Bye.